like, well, Danny Bossa this and Danny Bossa this. And I'm like,
okay, welcome everyone to the video. We have Danny Bossa with us. Again, welcome, Danny.
thank you. How are you, Stephen?
I'm fine, thank you. And how is Canada?
Canada is it's still pretty good. Starting to get a bit cold. Closed the pool today because it's getting a little chilly at night, and even with the heater, it's temperature starting to drop. So, got to start packing on some fats for the Canadian winters coming up.
Okay, but for the moment, you got a lot of heat going on the internet. That must keep you warm, right?
Oh yeah, God, it keeps me all warm and fuzzy inside.
Okay, so let me sketch for the viewers a little bit of background here, what we will be talking about, especially Danny will be talking about some heat he got lately on different forums. So it all started, a few days ago. Well, Danny is used to getting some comments under the videos he already did with me. Okay, let me share the screen. I will show you some things.
Here we go.
I can
this
choose
fun.
the desktop. Let's share the desktop. There's nothing on it that viewers can't watch. Okay.
And if this is your first time here, make sure to subscribe so you can learn more about fitness and nutrition, hormones and anti-aging, all this to optimize your life overall. And hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything.
So this is
Holy cow! Look at this.
Yeah, well, let me start with this. Under one of the videos about the test cream and the injection, someone said, how the hell would a lay person like Danny Bossa know the pharmacokinetics and complex dynamics involved? A superficial nonsense. And then Danny replied, but I'm not going to read that. You can all read that if you want to. But the point was that a lot of people are talking about Danny, the way he presents things, but in fact, that's not so important. The most important thing is what is brought on this YouTube channel in our Facebook group, TRT and Hormone Optimization Therapy, HOT. Because I know Danny brings a lot of stuff that is direct, maybe a bit blunt, but it's always science-based and backed up by the doctors that are also in our group and that are the top leading doctors in our community. Like Dr. Keith Nichols, for example, MD, he responded under the same video. I just listened to it twice and it's even better the second time. Best video I have watched in a long time. You have arrived, Danny and Stephen. You know the true meaning of optimization. I like it.
Thanks,
I love
Keith.
it. I want some more of it. Common sense, good advice that is. Thank you, Danny and Steve. So I think I take that and Danny, of course, as a big compliment coming from the top leading MD in hormone optimization that makes his business out of helping men and women all over the world together with his lovely wife, Angie. So let me close those two ones. Then the other one here.
That one's the best.
Okay. The same Keith Nichols said, awesome job, Danny, a fucking awesome job. Best video I have seen in a long time. Really great job and so truthful. It will be one of those things that most will not understand the importance of until later, but a really, really awesome job. Just heard it at dinner with Angie and you made me proud. It was the best podcast yet, in my opinion. So you see, viewers, Danny gets a lot of credit from the doctors, not only Keith Nichols, but I know he's in contact with Dr. Eric Serrano, which I respect as well, a bunch, a lot. And he gets respect from all the doctors because he is science-based. He only presents it maybe in a blunt way for those that don't like the character, but hey, he has some Italian genes, right, Danny?
Oh, yeah, lots of Italian, lots of hot blood.
Okay, just I'll continue before I let Danny reply to it all. Then some days ago, I know maybe everyone in our Facebook group, maybe not all the viewers on my channel know that there was a falling out between a lot of the top optimization doctors like Keith Nichols, like Dr. Meryl Matschke, like Dr. Neil Rousier, with Jay Campbell. Jay Campbell did before me the TOT doctors roundtables. Now I have taken over a little bit because all the doctors came to my channel. There was a good reason. They fell out with Jay for all kinds of things that Jay said and did. I don't want to get in any trouble with Jay Campbell, but Jay Campbell likes to get in trouble with a lot of people, like with Danny Bossa again. Danny, worked a little bit for the IT background for Jay Campbell. I will let him explain afterwards. And Jay Campbell just bluntly used the questions he came up with for a website. So that's what you can see on the screen right now. So Danny will reply to that in a moment as well. And then we have also some, where is it? I can't find it. There it is. We also have some T-Nation forums. I don't read that ever, but I know Danny likes to be on them once in a while, and he responds to a lot of those things there because he wants to spread the science-based knowledge about especially high estrogen and aromatase inhibitors there. Some people agree with him, come over to our group. They don't have to. Others say also a bunch of nonsense, bro science nonsense. Of course, a lot of people on T-Nations are, of course, talking about anabolic steroid cycles, not about TRT, what we are talking about. So also there, Danny got quite a bit of heat. And then today, this morning, when I opened up our Facebook group,
so much good news.
So much good news on a Saturday morning and the weekend. Here was the original post in our group from Alfonso Teles. He said, Danny Bossa, even Reddit's main testosterone sub, is now speaking shit about you. This is full on war. So I made some remarks there, of course, defending Danny, just saying that he might be blunt, but he is science-based and respected by the doctors. And I got some replies that I will read out loud here. So they said to me, Stephen, all respect to you for the work you are doing in the TRT community, but in this case, you are wrong. Danny's stance on estrogen and AIs is not backed by science. It is just his personal opinion.
Yeah, I came up with it all by myself.
Yes, he just wrote an essay about it. This would be fine if expressed as a personal opinion, but it is treated like dogma in your Facebook group, which makes it more like a cult than an open-minded place for people on TRT. I suggest that you think about this for a moment. I did. And how you personally are enabler in this. You are potentially enabling people to make poor decisions that could affect their health. If there are studies, then show them to us. Please do, Danny. Ironically, your Facebook group weeded out all the bro science and replaced it with whatever dogma Danny believes in instead. Danny is not a scientist, doctor, or expert in TRT. He's just a regular guy interested in TRT with a lot of time on his hands who convinced you that he should be an administrator. You gave him this power and he took total control because you are too nice to criticize him. That was poor judgment on your part. So that's a lot of.
I read somewhere today, Stephen, that someone wrote, I'm holding you hostage.
Okay.
Hostage. That apparently we're doing this video because I had sent people to your house and held a gun to your head, said, we have to do this video, and not you're asking me to do the video. There's
5,000 kilometers between us, so don't worry about that. But anyway, dear viewers, don't worry about me. I'm not a hostage, and I dare to criticize people that I don't agree with, but I tend to agree with science-based stuff because I'm still a doctor and a scientist. So the last comment here that I want to read out before I let Danny do the rest of this video. Danny Bossa is telling people all over the internet they are idiots. He cannot be reasoned with. Tons and tons of people dislike that guy now. You are dragging down your name in the sand, associating with that guy. Also, tell him to stop banning people from your group because he don't like. He has literally banned 5 different people now, many more, because they disagreed. Many more, yeah, I know. Okay, so that's about it. Maybe I'll stop the share. I will let Danny do the talking. How do I get you on a bigger screen? You must feel miserable by now, right?
Oh, well, I'm so miserable. Like, look at me. Look at me. How miserable I am. I'm so miserable. Oh, jeez. Okay, guys. I'm not really the type of guy that deems it necessary to justify my actions or my statements, okay? I wasn't really going to do this video, but then the haters would say that, I didn't want to respond, so, you can't really win here. So I'm going to address this stuff just this one time, and this is going to be the only video I do of this this type that you see from me. So I'm going to tell you who the real Danny Bossa is, okay? I've said this in a podcast I did before. My health sucked before TRT, okay? Like absolutely beyond terrible. I had every single symptom you could possibly imagine. Just get out of the way. Libido was terrible. Erections were terrible. I had no energy. I had no drive. It was hurting my business because I didn't really want to get out of bed. I didn't really want to try really hard. I didn't want to get on the phone and sell, or just no ambition, no nothing. And I had literally nobody to help me. The doctors in the area were absolutely beyond useless. I don't know if it was ignorance on their part or just a lack of knowledge on their part, or they're just trying to make a living by prescribing stuff or giving treatments to stuff that they really have no understanding about. But I wasted years doing this. Okay, I wasted years of my business just being stagnated. I almost lost relationships. My wife I have now, I love. She's amazing. She's like the most amazing woman ever. Had I not gotten on TRT and gotten my stuff figured out, I probably wouldn't be with her right now. She would have said, take your issues and shove them. I'm going to find someone that doesn't have these issues. Okay. I'm a successful businessman. I got a wife. I got children. I got everything I could ask for. I got probably more than most, and I'm the last person you'll ever hear complain. You're never going to see me complain. I have no reason to complain. Okay. This whole TRT stuff, I don't need to be doing this, especially for free. I have no financial gain whatsoever doing this. Frankly, it takes me away from the things that are very important. My wife, my kids, and my business where I'm actually making money from. It takes my time away. And taking my time away for something that I feel is worth it. I'm going to die one day, hopefully nice and old and healthy with lean muscle mass and be thankful that I actually did my best to try to help some people. Okay. The reason I do this is I hate people getting taken advantage of. Okay. I hate seeing people waste their time with bro science, because bro science literally ruined years of my life. Okay. I see bro science, these innocent people that come on these forums and they say, I have this issue, this, and some veteran who's been doing it forever and is still not optimized and still has a tons of issues, has the gall to give this guy advice. So these guys take off with this advice just like I used to, and it doesn't work. Okay, it doesn't work, and you just waste so much precious time. These days and these months and these years are so precious, and you're wasting it feeling miserable. Like I said, had I stuck with this bro science, I wouldn't be with my wife. I wouldn't have built my business up to where it is now. I just wouldn't have had that drive. I wouldn't have had that energy. You got to keep in mind, I'm not trying to be anybody's friend. I'm not trying to attain some perfect online persona. Okay.
You're doing a great job there.
Yeah, I did a great job there. You don't have to like me. Okay. I don't like everyone either. There's tons of people I don't like. I don't expect you to like me. I don't expect you to love me. If you like me, great. If I helped you, great. You don't like me, hey, maybe I'd like you. It's at the end of the day, it's really not going to change my life. What does is I want you guys to have the best information possible that is not personal opinion, contrary to what a lot of you people believe. This information is being taught to me directly by some of the best doctors in the world, okay? It's not information or knowledge that I claim to be my own. It's just my own personal position, not backed up by evidence, okay? There's doctors that call me and talk to me and email me and text me all day long, sharing with me what they're doing, okay? So if I say something in a podcast and you like it, it helped you, it changed your life, great, share it. You don't agree with it, you didn't like it, you think it was stupid, whatever, fine. Go to a different channel, leave me a nasty comment, okay, if you wish. It's not going to change my life, okay? Because I know that I'm helping, more people than otherwise. You got to understand also that I was so stubborn when it came to AIs. Back when I was brainwashed by the bro science, I'd go see my doctors who wanted to give me TRT, who didn't necessarily want to give me an AI, believe it or not, because they don't really do that here in Canada. And I had to push them and fight with them and argue with them and debate them of how you need to keep your E2 in a range between 20 to 30, because if it gets more than 30, you're not optimized, and you're going to grow boobs, and you're going to have libido issues, and you're going to have all this type of stuff. And the interesting thing is that the doctors that didn't prescribe me the AI, I wound up having all of the symptoms that I knew I was going to have. I felt like I had no libido, and look, all my erections don't work, and I have no energy, and I'm miserable. All the issues I thought I was going to have, I got them. Interestingly enough, now that I know better about all this E2 stuff, and I know you're not supposed to block it under any circumstances, I got off the AIs a while back, and guess what? I didn't get any of those E2 issues that I had before. Maybe it was all in my head. Probably was all in my head, because I don't have any of those issues. The guys in the groups don't have any issues. The doctors and their patients don't have any issues. The patients, most of them, don't even visited a forum or seen any of these. They don't even know what E2 is. They don't know what E2 issues are, and they're all fine. How is that possible? Okay, this is not information that I just pulled out of my ass. Okay, this isn't information that I'm sharing with you that I just read in some forum and just assumed that it was true. Okay, everything I know was taught to me primarily by 3 doctors: Dr. Keith Nichols, Dr. Scott Howell, Dr. Eric Serrano. Primarily Dr. Keith Nichols. Keith Nichols, I mean, we speak at least an hour a day on the phone, and he tells me what he's doing. Scott Howell is busy doing research. I get to talk to him every now and then, but every time I do, he just like completely floods my brain with information. And Eric Serrano, we know him. The guy's a savant. He knows everything. And if he tells me something, I know it to be true. And then they'll tell me something, and he says, I'm going to send you 20 research papers to back up what I'm saying. Okay? These guys used to use AIs as an example. They all used AIs. And then they all began to realize, like, maybe this AI stuff is stupid, and maybe there's more to, maybe we should keep the E2 a little high and whatever. And they stopped doing it. And they started to see that their patients all improved. Okay? They do not have a single patient on an AI. Not one. We're talking hundreds, if not thousands of guys between just those 3, plus all the other doctors in the group, don't have anyone on AIs. None of them. Okay? There's not one single person on an AI, and everybody's fine. My question to you is this: what do these doctors have to gain by telling me any of this? Where are they gaining? Danny, we used to have our patients on AIs, and now we stopped because we know better, and everybody's just getting better across the board. But we should let you know. Great, thank you. Where is the gain? Okay, there's no conspiracy theory going on. It is what it is. It's just the truth. And the literature we posted in the forum demonstrates this, that it's not something you want to block. I don't pretend to know everything. Okay, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a physician. I'm not a scientist. You know what I'm an IT guy, if you can believe it. Okay, I'm an IT guy. I'm a problem solver. I'm good at reading through stuff quickly. I'm good at absorbing stuff. If I have a question, I understand it. I have good logic and critical thinking skills, and that's just what I'm good at. And I was able to apply myself well in this milieu. Okay, and the more I learn, the more I realize I don't know. And I'll answer the questions that I have a definite answer to. Should I block E2? No, that I know for sure. Don't block your E2. And for the other answers, I'll just say, I don't know. Because sometimes I don't know is the best answer you can give. I don't have the answer. I have people I can ask. I'll try to get the answer. And if the answer makes sense and it's been demonstrated to me, I'm going to give you the right answer of what was taught to me. Okay. Some of you said some of these screenshots, I'm an extremist. It's all for personal gain for my TRT business. Who's sending me checks? Any of you out there sending me checks? Because I haven't received them, okay? Because I don't have a TRT business currently. I haven't made a business out of this. I mean, not yet anyway. I'm throwing some ideas around. And if I do a business, it's going to be helping people. It definitely won't be at any cost to any people. We'll monetize it in some other way, okay? But nobody is paying me for this. So if nobody's paying me for this, what possible gain do I have arguing with you, telling you this is the way you should be doing it, unless it's the fact that I've been taught by all these physicians, it's been demonstrated over and over and over again. We have the research. Everyone in the group's doing well. The patients are doing well. I'm telling you guys this because I know it's going to help. Okay. I'm just trying to help for free. Okay. I don't charge a subscription, guys like Jay Campbell, as an example. You brought up Jay Campbell. All right. Our group is free. Okay. Guys like Jay, they learn stuff from other people, primarily from Keith Nichols is where he learned most of his stuff. And then he sells it as his own material. Okay. Talked about that screenshot. I brought up a project with him earlier this year when I was friends with him. We were talking on a daily basis. And I had a ton of ideas for this project. And he wanted me to look into the legalities of it. And I had to write some questions. There were going to be questions to quiz these doctors to figure out which doctors would follow the same methodology that we did or whatever. And I wrote up these questions and I did all this looking into it. And in the end, he said it wouldn't work. Meanwhile, months later, he does the project anyway, exactly the way that I proposed, like to a T the way I proposed, and used all my material. Okay, so I have email threads to prove that it was my material. So if you'd like, you can look me up on Facebook, Danny Bossa, message me there, and I'll send you the email thread. Okay. Someone who does this for a living, which I don't, does it for a living, could not just come up with a couple of simple questions to ask docs as to, should I block E2, yes or no? Is SHBG important, yes or no? He actually had to copy the questions that I wrote. Couldn't do it on his own. Okay, he screwed over more people in the group than I can count. And for that, I tell people to stay the hell away. All right, I'm trying to protect you guys and give you the best information that I have possible, coming straight from doctors, and I'm just relaying it to you because most of the doctors don't have the time to be doing this thing that I'm doing with you guys and contributing to the group. And I'm doing it all for free. For free. Where is the gain? Okay, where is the gain? Plus I'm not telling you crazy stuff like Jay says, like I have it over here. He said, I've healed hundreds of millions of people in a past life. He said, he texted one guy in the group who sent a screenshot. I have it here. Think of me as the most advanced doctor you've never met, and the doctors are fucking quacks. He emailed me once. He says, and I got that one also. You do realize that if somebody gave me a stack of $1 billion, I would light it on fire and film it as a fuck you to the demons. And on his Twitter page, he describes a topic as, and I quote, it's demonic, Luciferian, demiurgic, whatever your reference for the false light. These people have been engineered in utero from the second and third order epigenic defects from IDCs in the environment. Few will admit, but it is 100% biological and it's ideology. By the way, when I confronted him about stealing my stuff, as he's done to countless others, he stated that I was only angry because my heart was consumed by the dark forces and that he wishes me love and light. This man is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Let's just leave it at that. We'll move on to more other interesting things because I just needed to kind of get that out of the way. So the stuff that you've started talking about on T-Nation and Reddit. There's one guy that says that I say more E2 is better, that I shouldn't go around, and there's no evidence. Yes, more E2 is better. Actually, we're learning lately that men that have a level of estrogen of 60 pgml or higher are the ones that get the most benefits. Okay, estrogen is not a female hormone, as I've not just a female hormone, as I've described in my podcasts. Most of the benefits you are getting, maybe not most, but more than 50%, the libido, the erections, the cognition, the bone mineral density, the cardiovascular strength, the lowered visceral fat, less chance of diabetes, on and on and on I can go, but is from the conversion of testosterone to estrogen. We're all getting on TRT to get healthy. That's kind of the whole point. So to block the very thing that's going to give you all these benefits is crazy. Okay, it's nuts. You don't do it. It's just so beyond silly. I just don't understand it. Okay, get your free T levels optimized. Let estrogen do its thing because you want that there. And the more that you lower it, the lower your benefits are. And most of these guys are bringing it down to 20 or 30, and you're lowering by, even if you want to lower this much, well, you're going to lower your benefits that much. Okay, look up Dr. Neil Rouzier. He's got all kinds of content online. Okay. Keith has learned a ton of stuff from this guy. So are the docs in the group. Learn from him. This guy knows his stuff. Okay. The guy on Reddit, he's saying, Danny Bossa said that men should use 300 milligrams of testosterone and should have total testosterone levels of 2000 in GDM. Now, somebody asked me how much I use. Well, I seem to hypermetabolize this stuff, meaning the amount that I take in my body just burns through it like crazy. I'm not quite sure why. I take 300 milligrams of testosterone a week. I do. For most of you, if you took that amount, your levels would be in the stratosphere. Most guys are fine with 200. Some even got to go a little higher. I've seen some guys at 250. I know very few that need as much as me. Okay. And as you can see, I don't look like I'm on steroids. I'm just a regular guy. You want to take the minimum amount required, whatever that dose is that resolves your symptoms. In my case, it happened to be that amount. I don't know why. I'm not telling you you should do what I do. All right. And that's it. The T Nation, there was one guy named Increase My T that I argued with and argued with. I have no filter, guys. I'm Italian. I'm hot-blooded. And when I see stupid shit, I'm sorry. Sometimes I lose my patience. Sometimes I'll swear at people and insult people. All right. I'm not perfect. Are you perfect? I'm not perfect. Sometimes I get pissed off. And why did I get pissed off? Because I was in an argument with people where I would ask a question to prove my point. They would totally ignore my question. So they would always pretend that the question wasn't answered. And they would ask me a question in return. I would answer their question, which I felt I needed to do, and provide whatever literature or research they were looking for. I would ask them now my new question to, or the same question I just asked, which I never had an answer to, and they would ignore it again and instead ask me a new question. And in the end, they would say that they won the argument because, and I don't get that stuff. How do you have a debate with somebody when you say, well, why is this true? How do you know this for sure? Where did you see this? And they don't provide you with an answer, okay? Everything they provided me were either associative studies, observational studies. It's kind of like saying, we've noticed that, we've observed that men with big feet wear big shoes. Who cares? It's irrelevant. I want to see a study where a man had bloods done before doing TRT. They gave him testosterone, and then they measured his bloods after, and they said, what impact did this cause? That's an interventional study. Or they gave estrogen. That's an interventional study. I want to know what the before and after is. I don't want to just know, these men, these black men from Africa who have high risk of diabetes, it's because they have higher levels of testosterone. For me, that's nonsense. One does not prove the other. His diabetes could be caused by a million different things. We saw one video. We're going to be doing a podcast on that later this week. Low testosterone and high estradiol is associated with cardiovascular disease. No, cardiovascular disease is because you're sick, you're probably obese, and if you're obese, you will have low testosterone and high estrogen, okay? So we went back and forth. As you can see in that screenshot that he said, the forum director ended up blocking the thread. I didn't get banned from that site. He actually got banned temporarily from that site. We emailed each other back and forth. We had a phone call afterwards. Actually, this was a pretty nice guy. We talked about an hour. He knows a lot of stuff. We don't agree on everything, but he seemed to be a very nice guy. And we agreed that the debate, even though our tempers got out of control and we were swearing and insulting each other and everything, that it was kind of all in good fun. And it was, an exciting debate to do. I get people saying, Danny Boss is angry because his E2 is too high. I'll say it again. Why do I get pissed? I answer questions. They go ignored. They tell me I haven't proved my point. They want to go against the science. They want to stick to the bro science. They brought up XL Mail. I've never been banned from XL Mail. I did a post in regards to E2 that eventually got locked. But I could post right now in XL Mail if I really want to. Funny thing about XL Mail is that Nelson Virgil is completely against AIs, yet everyone in his forum is using AIs. So I don't really get that part. Some of the stuff posted in the Reddit thread, he claims that hematocrit and hemoglobin, you need to monitor them because if they get high, it's dangerous and so on and so forth. Guys, again, podcast I did, it's erythrocytosis. You can also look at the video. Neil Rouzier discusses this. There's a difference between erythrocytosis and polycythemia vera. One is harmless and the other one is harmful. Erythrocytosis does not necessarily turn into polycythemia vera because polycythemia vera is actually a type of a cancer. They say, you should monitor your levels. There's plenty of guys in the group with hematocrit at 55. and they're all fine. Keith does not have, as an example, any patients that need to donate blood. I asked Keith straight out, I says, what's your number? What's your high number? He goes, what difference does it make? I said, I've never really seen anyone over 55, 56, and they're all fine. If you guys are really concerned and you have high levels of hematocrit hemoglobin and you feel like you want to donate blood, go donate blood. No one's holding you in hostage and handcuffs saying, don't do it. You want to go do it, go. We're just saying, we know now that it's not really necessary. So if you want to go give blood every couple of weeks, by all means, okay? I'm just reporting to you what's being taught to me by the docs. Some people claim that super high levels of that I said that super high levels of T are safe. When did I claim that super high levels of testosterone are safe? Okay, there's a guy in the forum that was talking about 800 milligrams a week. Okay, I'm not talking that high. Most guys in the group are doing anywhere between 100 to 300 milligrams a week. Okay, if you want to say that that's super high by looking at their blood serum values, keeping in mind what EDCs are doing to them, no, it's not, because back in the day, those levels were pretty much considered normal. I know a lot of you don't buy into it. I'm telling you, it's the truth. I've read this stuff back and forth, inside and out. Keith and Scott are doing research on it as we speak, and we'll be putting out the literature. Okay. And meanwhile, I can't seem to find a single study that says high levels of testosterone are unsafe. We have no real long-term studies. So they could be safe, could be unsafe. They're all doing that type of research right now.
Dr. Neil Rusi made extensive videos about that, right, Danny? With all the literature.
Yes. In over 80 years of research, guys, we don't have a single study that said we gave this man testosterone at any dose and it caused harm. Not one. So I'm telling you this because I know it to be true. Now, if you'd like to have a debate with me, by all means, show me the literature, show me the studies that indicate that what I'm saying is incorrect, and we can have a conversation. Most of you that have done this have done it in the completely incorrect way. Why? You're talking about anabolic steroids. You need to understand that there's a massive difference between testosterone, which is made naturally in our bodies, which has been shown to cause no harm, and synthetic testosterone derivatives, like, Deca-Winstrol, they're all derived from testosterone. And those synthetic compounds, yes, they can cause harm. Just like with women, we know that bioidentical estrogen is perfectly fine. Bioidentical progesterone, totally fine. You give them a false estrogen synthetic compound like Premarin, and that shit's going to mess them up. Okay, it's the same thing with test. I don't classify, is testosterone considered technically an anabolic steroid? Perhaps. I do not classify it as such for me because it is a natural occurring compound in the body. And I don't want it to get mixed up with all the synthetic stuff that guys are jacking themselves up with, okay? In regards to banning people, the group, Stephen, that we have, it's growing for a reason. When I joined you, I think there was like 150 people. Now there's we've added 1,000 people in a couple of months. Okay?
1,080.
Exactly. I don't ban people that just disagree with me. By all means, disagree with me. That's how I learn. I learn by disagreeing with people. They prove their point because they've shown me the evidence. They've shown me the studies. They can demonstrate it over and over and over consistently to the point that I say, holy shit, you've got a point. That's the real way. The way I knew was wrong. Okay? I don't ban people who argue that don't provide the evidence. If they provide the evidence, I'm not going to ban them. But if they just shoot their mouths off, and in particular insult guys like you or Keith Nicholas or Scott or the guys in the forums that are they're spending time in there for free, that shit's going to piss me off and you're going to be gone. Okay? You want to come in, you want to argue, by all means. I love arguing. I'm Italian. Okay? I'm a hot-blooded Italian. I love to argue. But if I bring my research and my studies and you bring nothing and you just tell me I'm wrong based on nothing, you're gone. I don't want anything to do with you. I want to do with people that have an argument that they can demonstrate. They can say, look, I'm going to do this. See, I do this. See, I take this and it falls. When it falls, it makes a noise. See, when I let go, it drops. And I can do this all day. I can demonstrate it consistently. That's the type of stuff that I like to see. Just guys that are going to make a statement based on nothing, I can't do that. the guy on Reddit, this is Danny Bossa, says AI in itself is bad. No, an AI in itself is not bad. It's the fact that it lowers estrogen even by the slightest degree, and you're lowering your benefits even by the slightest degree, okay? He says Danny Bossa has made blanket statements about E2. Some people, this is going to piss you off. I'm going to make a blanket statement about E2 right now. I do not know a single doctor that knows how to do this properly that has a patient using an AI. Not one. Therefore, I can make a blanket statement that pretty much no man I know on testosterone replacement levels of this are going to need an AI. They just don't, okay? If I had a doc that called me up and said, you know what, I got 5 patients using it because they're extreme, I wouldn't say that. It's just not the case. The guy did the Reddit thing, Smooth Operator 90, that you said, I stopped using my AI and everything went horribly wrong. Guess what? You probably did it wrong. Either you went cold turkey, you're doing weekly shots. I bet you if you told me what your protocol was, I could probably pinpoint precisely what you could have done better. And if you did it, I bet you anything you'd feel better. Well, what do I know? The Bjorn Morin guy that you posted towards the end that says I kicked him out because he wanted to, and I remember this thread clearly, he made a thread in our group claiming that guys on TRT should just man up and admit that we just say that we are on steroids. We are all on anabolic steroids and be proud of it. No, it goes completely against what we're trying to accomplish in the group, okay? We're trying to make a distinction between testosterone, which is healthy for health purposes for TRT, not abuse, and synthetic anabolic agents, okay? By just lumping them all together and say, we're all on anabolic steroids is nonsense. It's absolutely nonsense. And he went on and on and on, and I couldn't take him anymore. And I went, ping, bye. You have no business, Bjorn, being in our group with that type of mentality. We don't want it. It is completely against everything that guys like Dr. Nichols and Dr. Howell are trying to attain with the research that they're doing to show to the masses that this is a good thing. You're over 40, you should probably be on it by whichever doctor you want, and it's good for you. It just completely is a detriment to everything they're trying to accomplish. So yeah, I kicked his ass out, right? That's what I do. Kicked his ass out. Just trying to see, I had a couple little notes here. A guy named Equal in T-Nation. Every time I used to visit T-Nation, this guy would just rip me a new one for every single little thing. Guy's real name is Robert Sundsvall. I'm going to say his real name because my real name is Danny Bossa, and you can look me up anytime. He would rip me a new one every time I was in T-Nation talking about anything I would talk about. Eventually, he brought up the fact about an AI and so on and so forth. He says he hasn't had libido in 3 years. It's ruining his relationships. He's got ED. Everything is going horribly wrong. I said, hey, I'm going to help you out. I bet you I can get you fixed up in a month. Look me up on Facebook. He looked me up on Facebook, and he messaged me there. And I told him, I will help you for free. I'm going to send you some videos that I did with the Lifting Dermatologist. The first one was the story I did, and the second one is the mindset and so on. So I want you to watch these videos. When you're done watching them, you're going to message me back. We're going to do a video call. This guy's in Sweden. We're going to do a video call. He's going to do it for free. And I'm going to help you figure out what you need to do, because clearly whatever you've been doing so far, blocking your estrogen, is not working. I'm going to show you the new way, and I promise you feel better. He went back into T-Nation and started shooting up his mouth, saying, we're all stupid, we're all nuts, we're ignorant, so on and so forth. And eventually I said, you know what? I'm not going to help someone like that who I'm reaching out to for free to spend my time helping somebody only for him to just badmouth me in the background. Forget it. I'm not going to do it. So now he's pissed that I'm not going to help him anymore. Guy named System Lord, also T-Nation, that same thread, he said that's because he follows someone else's position. When you call him out on it and he doesn't know how to respond because he doesn't understand how that other person got to these ideas, he lacks full understanding. What is he talking about? If somebody asks me a question, I will provide you with an answer. Okay, some people say he can't back up his claims. All I do is back up my claims. You got a question and you need the studies, you need the research, I will provide it to you. I do not skirt around the issue. I don't avoid questions. I'm happy to answer them. Okay, I will always, always, always back up my claims, and it will piss me off to have a debate or an argument with someone who just wants to say whatever their opinion is, their bro science opinion, and cannot substantiate it with any type of evidence. Okay, guys, at the end of the day, if my content helps you in any way, fantastic. Okay. If you don't agree with it, you don't need to watch it. Nobody's holding a gun to your head, you know. But if you literally see the hundreds of messages I've gotten thanking me, it demonstrates to me that whatever I'm doing is helping on some level. Okay. I'm probably helping a lot more people than not.
Yes, sure,
okay?
Danny.
If I wasn't getting these messages and I wasn't getting all these thank yous, I wouldn't be spending the time that I spend on it every single day. I said, okay, well, why am I spending this time? It's not bringing me anything. I got messages from guys who basically stated that they didn't kill themselves because they finally feel better. Guys that were on the brink of suicide. I have several of those. I was going to kill myself, and now I feel so much better. I don't feel the need to do that. Like that's like, I read that shit and I cry. I show it to my wife and she cries. And she's like, Danny, you're helping people. Yes. And when I have a question, I ask these docs, okay, this is why I do it, people. I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, believe I'm helping people.
You
and
do.
The messages I get are all I need. So it's, you know, love it, hate it, whatever, you know, whatever you want. I'm just trying to do the best that I can. And I know that I'll grow old and I'll die one day, and I'm not going to have any regrets.
Good intentions only, people.
Good intentions only. So if any of you want to look me up, Danny Bossa on Facebook, you're going to see my ugly mug with my wife. Send me a message there if you'd like. You can join the group. Steven's always got a link at the bottom. You can join that. Doctors there, whatever. It's free. Nobody is gaining from this on a financial level. Nobody's making money. Do I refer doctors sometimes? Of course. I have not seen a single patient say anything bad about Keith Nichols. Not one. They go to see this guy, and they're amazed at how good they feel. So obviously, I'm going to refer people to him. Obviously. Scott Howell, the research he's done is crazy. Eric Serrano, other guys in the group, Jordan Grant, I referred, Jeffrey Rutterbush, Merrill Match. There's guys in there that people say, what's this guy that was great? Of course I'm going to refer them. Nobody's giving me a referral fee for this. I'm doing it because, hey, go see this guy. Lots of people have been to see him, and they've got good results. Maybe you will too.
Exactly.
You know, so I don't know what else more I can be doing for you guys. Okay,
that's exactly. Yeah. That's exactly why I'm in here as well, Danny. I don't ask anyone to come to my practice because I just rather do Botox injections. I earn more with that, so I don't ask you to come for hormone optimization to my practice at all. I don't earn anything with doing this YouTube channel, Facebook group, all the hours spent with Danny and other guys into the group. It's just out of thankfulness, at the bottom of my heart, to help out men that seek for this kind of information, as I have sought it myself when I needed it. So
you see how frustrating it gets when people need help and you offer help for free. I will call you on the phone. I will do a video call and we're going to discuss it for free. Yeah. And after that, they just like, well, Danny Bossa this and Danny Bossa this. And I'm like, so...
And we're doing this.
Go to someone else.
And we're doing these free Q&A live streams on the YouTube channel as well. And I think, Danny, that we have to round this one up now.
Yes.
Thank you so much for clearing things out. I hope people got around that a bit and understand where you are coming from.
Perfect. Okay,
Thank
guys,
you, Danny.
You're never going to hear me justify my actions again. I am who I am. Love it or hate it. It's up to you.
You did well.
You guys are doing well.
Thanks, Danny.
Okay, thank you.